Hi everyone. So this is my Facebook page here, and I would like to talk a little bit about this here. It's basically I put it only me, but I'm gonna turn it into public. It's basically for prison CDCR IDs, prison ID identification cards, like this to quickly identify the inmate, like an like it's pretty much like a real ID. And I have one over here on my thing. So this is my real ID right here with my so yeah, you guys could pause that if you guys want to look at it a little bit more. But I just want to talk about some of the ideas that I was kind of thinking, and basically I wrote fuck gangs. They pick on the weak. They are rivals on the streets, but cool with each other in prison. They together pick on the weak, and they're pretending like they don't have a problem in the way they think and conduct themselves. They make themselves superior to others and want to be in full control. They claim to be against rape, but rape child molesters in prison, not knowing if they have a disease. And when they re-enter society or go back home with their wives, they keep it all to themselves and pretend they never raped anyone, and not knowing if they caught AIDS or another type of disease that they um, like if they go out and party and stuff, passing AIDS. What happened to your politics? What happened to your morals? Why aren't you bullying and attacking child molesters on the streets? Or did you forget all about them? You who committed murder and brag about it, thinking it was cool. Did you forget about your crime? You're lucky you didn't get the death penalty. Prison and jails were constructed for the rehabilitation of individuals, of an individual's mindset, not the encouragement of furthering crime. Or do you think you can justify yourself by taking crap? So yeah, like if the officers had this type of concept, well, they'll be able to shoot the inmate or inmates to prevent stabbings and stuff like that, if they catch it on time. But yeah, it'll be pretty cool, because instead of shooting a lethal bullet or something, instead of killing the person, because these little things are not gonna get far. The taser guns, they're connected with a string, so this will go at a further distance and do its job. So where was it at? With the rules and regulations of the CDCR prison, this will instill more fear and hopefully prevent them from fighting each other if it ever came down to that. So basically, by the prison providing or people providing cameras for the prison inside the day room, and the day room looks like this: prison day room. And this is how it basically looks like. It's like their living quarters. These are their cells. They come out and they usually just hang out. They do whatever they want. They play cards or whatever they want. That's just the way it is in there. But yeah, so they'll be able to they'll and even in the tower in the tower itself where the CEOs are at, they could have cameras looking in here at all times and recording, and then letting the inmates know like there's cameras and voice recording at all times, and that would put fear and hopefully prevent them from fighting each other. It's on other people like, oh, go kill that guy because he said this or that. Well, they will have a recording of it. So that would be good. What is this here? It says obviously the ones who make it to the Olympics, and the Olympics means it's just like a more advanced prison, and so it's not like the real Olympics like out here in the world. You know, it's the prison Olympics, like prison people that are, you know, that shown themselves to, you know, to want to make a difference and that want to grow out of that lifestyle of you know, gang mentality and stuff like that. So yes, that will have better cells because they will be trusted. So they will have better cells because they will be trusted, and they won't tag on them. They won't vandalize them at a certain extent, and the sports grounds will be more professional, like, you know, well kept, you know, and things like that, because they should be treated equal and prepared for scholarships once they get released to ensure their futures in society with the rest of us out here. And real quick, from my studies, they say most businesses in the world are started by ex-felons. Well, I don't know how true that is, but there's some articles and some things that I've kind of read. I don't know. This is something else. They make the best into entrepreneurs, whatever. But whatever. I'm not even talking about that. And this thing is being slow again, so my video is gonna get messed up. Great. So, with the rest of us out here, so now these people really want to change. They have a release date or not, and they're doing really good. And some of them will be able to get released. Well, what would you rather have? Some crazy people like this coming out, doing this type of stuff? You know what I mean? That? Or would you rather have someone playing sports and living a more productive life in there? You know what I mean? So that's where I'm kind of coming from. And that's why I say, like, fuck gangs, fuck all the negativity, because that's never going to take anyone anywhere. And it's all bullshit anyway. Or we can't leave it to the same way, and people will continue to roll with the same mentality and encourage many to participate. Therefore, filtering out those who want to better their lives and those who simply don't care at all and want rather think and believe and rather think and believe that their politics is the way to be regardless of what others say or try to do for them. So that's their mentality. That's like, I don't care what you're trying to do. I don't care what you want to offer me. And those people will be basically filtered out. But people that really want to change will go from here to the Olympics, to a better prison. And not everyone is evil, people. Like, everyone in prison, I thought everyone was bad and stuff when I went, but it wasn't the case. There's personnel in there as well. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But it just comes to show that, a police officer and military officer will probably, they know how to conduct themselves. They're not with the negativity bullshit that everyone else is involved with and things like that. So that will help them and get them away from that type of negative lifestyle in there that people try to enforce. And like what I'm trying to get at is, there's a lot of these inmates think that they're in control, and they think they're running things, and they think they have the authority, but no, they don't. You as a police officer, you are there to protect and to enforce the law. So you have more authority than they have. And the people that set the rules and regulations want you to enforce that law. And they want these people, and counselors there as well, want these people to better their lives, because we don't want people dying and killing themselves. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds kind of weak if you're a gangster or if you come from this lifestyle. But if you're a counselor and you care about people, if you're that person that cares about animals and stuff, then you definitely have a heart for people. Because people are more important than animals. So, yeah, like I think, you would agree to this as well. These type of people will obviously need counseling and special attention. And I'm speaking about people that are just like this, just crazy. Evaluations of thought patterns and mentality. Shoot. That was page 8. All right, kid. Good night. All right, so evaluations of thought patterns, mentality, and careful analysis of communication or any form that comes to or from these people to better understand how they think and reason, to better equip them and help them to cope and function with others. So they will be observed in a way. This will benefit the whole world, because some inmates might not want to participate in sports, and that's okay. Some might want to participate in a different trade like science, mathematics, hands-on training like welding, painting, landscaping. Maybe the union can be advertised to them in there, so when their parole day comes, they can be better equipped to re-enter society as well. So the union is like a construction thing, and I have another video that I talk about the union, and that I'm talking about the union, and basically it's a privilege that these people have if they work really, really hard, and you get to retire like in 25 to 30 years or something like that. So if you're an inmate, or you have your loved one in prison and that's going to be getting out, maybe you could introduce Google and iCloud and all that stuff put together, because you have all your stuff basically in one platform, but you could access all those, and all it is hyperlinks, and that's in a way like the future, because um, there's just so much going on, and that way you have everything at your disposal, and all you would have to do is click on a few buttons to make payments and things like that. It's simple. You want to hear me speak about that type of stuff, go to the description uh, that I have and on YouTube, and you can view it there. Page 9. They say and do especially. They say and do especially if they buy a. Okay, so. They'll be able to monitor. We'll be able to like monitor everything they say and do, especially if they buy a tablet to record their own personal notes. So like, if the prison allows them to buy a little tablet and they could write their notes, write whatever they want, any type of communication will be recorded, and that would be good, because if someone is trying to put a hit or something, well, the guards will be aware of it, like in letters and stuff like that as well. It's already in the works, but this will be more digital. That can be read and recorded to better understand and help them in the best possible. Nothing is hidden, and with this approach, many will be great in approach, and many will be great idea makers, and they will come up with new ideas and inventions to better serve them and the world we live in. So basically, invent and idea makers would be like my Facebook page that I have, and that is called Invent or Don't Invent. Once it loads, anyways, it's before once this loads, it's about like inventions and stuff like that. These companies out there like Shark Tank and Invent. I mean, there's Invent How, and there's other investors out there that will invest in you if you have ideas, and maybe they'll use your idea as an inmate if you come up with a great idea, and they'll give you a small percentage. You have all day in there to just think anyway, and most of the time they have us on lockdown, so we can't even go out of our cells. So we're in there 23 hours a day. So yeah, it sucks, and if you're a thinker, then this will be a great way to get involved and get your ideas out there to the public, to better prisons, come up with better ways to prevent inmates from hiding contraband, and things like that, to better suit the prison, because the guards are obviously not really doing it, but maybe they are, maybe they're not, I don't know, but someone has to come up with these ideas. And I'm sure the guards will probably come up with a lot of ideas, because they know where you hide things, and you know where you hide things too. So if you want to make some money on the side just from your idea, or you want to create something or add something to the prison, then you'll be able to submit it. And right now I just have a page. Basically, my page it has a lot of ideas, but I eventually want to get it where people will be able to submit an invention, even if I get affiliated through inventhelp.com or .org, or something, to further our advancement towards Mars, and to live in a world of world peace and less negativity, and equal rights with everyone. Because only because you're an inmate or you have a loved one that's an inmate, it doesn't mean that no one loves them or they're cast away from the world. A lot of people try to find the most horrifying story and then add that on every single person that's in prison, and that's just not the case. Some people are really there, that were falsely accused, and other people have been found not guilty, lawsuits and stuff like that. So I'm doing this video to further our world, and like Elon Musk talks about, like going to Mars and stuff. Like, sometimes we have to go lower than that and get at these type of people to kind of let them know, and we could all be on one page, and we could all dream with Elon Musk and NASA and SpaceX and everything else that's going on. So I think it would be very cool to get everyone on that mindset. So I'm going to continue here. I said nothing is hidden, and with this approach, many will be great idea makers, and they will come up with new ideas and inventions to better serve them and the world we live in. We all have to work together, and only because someone is in jail does not mean they are broke financially. There's some of you in prison that are wealthy, more wealthy. I'm working in a 9-to-5 type of job. I'm working at a restaurant, fast food restaurant. And if I get fired from there, I'm going to go work at a warehouse. I'm going to go work for the union. But there's always work. So that's a good thing. And I could always join the army too. That's still an option for you. It doesn't matter. They will accept you. Don't be afraid to reach out, because they will accept you if you have a good education and you're trying to do good. So, just put effort into your studies, and just try to do good. I'm going to continue here. And for security reasons, the money will be monitored and recorded as well. As far as spending habits are concerned, because right now we're being recorded in a way on our spending habits too, with our credit cards now. So yeah, just throw that out there. And that money will be in the inmate's account, and they will be able to support other organizations if they wish to, even other inmates who might need books for education or whatever the situation might be. Inmates will also be required to wear their IDs or name tags on them to be visible with an image, to avoid moniker name calling, just like a police officer would and does. So here it would be like a prison guard, and prison guards have their last name on their breast area, in their shoulder, like this. See, like that. It says prison guard, but it's usually like this. Brasher or whatever. So um, there there there's other like ideas like Copeland v. Copeland, Federal Department of Corrections. So you guys get the idea. So when someone looks at your name, well, what are they going to remember? They're going to remember your name. And if maybe it won't be what is this called again? Embroidery, like embroidered into your T-shirt or the T-shirt that the prison provides, but it will be a like a slot type of thing, like a pocket where you can slide your card in, and your name will be visible to everyone. So now, whatever you do, wherever you go, people will be able to see your fucking name. Like all this name calling, all these gang nicknames will be more of a professional facility, and everyone will be respected, and all this stuff will be out of the picture. All these like crazy monikers that people have. You guys get the idea, right? So yeah, like I mean, if prison guards have to wear them, then inmates should too. You know what I mean? Like, because that just shows like a team. You know what I mean? And as a prisoner, then the authorities need to be able to quickly identify who the person is and who they're dealing with. So that's why it would be a good thing to have that. The police officers will have Bluetooth or headsets to communicate at all times, and eye glasses or something to broadcast the inmates who approach them as a description of their name and whatever else needs to be displayed. So basically, like like a pop-up video of their history or whatever, but whatever only what the prison allows the guards to look at or look into, because there's some things that will be hidden unless otherwise given access and authority to look into. Like the warden might be able to look at the whole record, but the guards might only be able to look at some content or whatever. So the more authority you're given, the more you're able to see and things like that. So I'm sure you guys understand. If because he or she is out of their cell without permission and is caught wandering outside of their boundaries, the police officers will be aware of it right away and take the proper procedures to handle the situation in a professional manner. So that will solve some problems there. Because I remember in prison where the inmate will go, say they're going to church, but then they'll go out to yard. And then when the church was over and the yard was over, they would all go in at the same time. So some people were doing that type of thing, that type of stuff, just to go out and hang out, which is not fair for everyone else. We all have to learn how to live in peace with one another and to get along with one another without any violence whatsoever, to push us as a human race to Mars and world peace and all this is part of this overall advancement in human evolution. The more respectful and behavior that is recorded in a person, the more clearance that person will get in their ranking. So this is true even for police officers. Obviously, you'll be able to have clearance to walk into the warden's house, not house, I'm sorry, into the warden's like office or not. Inmates will, if they're going to work, if they have clearance, well, they'll be able to go through the proper doors or channels just with their identification card or something like that. You know what I mean? So that was the idea there. From the very lowly person to the highly esteemed person, in each and outside of it. It says, from the very lowly person to the highly esteemed person on earth and outside of it, because some people are outside of earth, they're in space. So that's why I said outside of it, outside of earth, the ranking part. Because I'm talking about here, I'm talking about in general, like you're talking about people that have little access but still have some clearances inside of prison, and then there's people outside of that, obviously, and then there's people even outside of that, and that like the Air Force and other people that get to go to space and stuff like that as well. So that's when the ranking stuff comes into play. So it's a big puzzle that's coming together in a way for authority, and this is military clearance and stuff like that. I'm not saying I'm gonna do it. I'm just talking about this as an idea, because if we are to ever have the freedom to travel from Earth to Mars and space, we will know who can be trusted and who won't. By the clearance stuff. Obviously, it's common sense, but whatever. We need to push past doubters and get on the same page or level as NASA, SpaceX, and other visionary organizations, because the doubtful will always be among us. There will always be those that doubt and say, oh, the government is just trying to be in control or whatever the fuck. But fuck them, fuck what they think. If they think they're fucking broke and everyone's trying to steal their money, then fuck them, But I believe in the real calling and the real goal that these companies are really trying to push through. And there's a lot of people that doubt and shit. So, yeah, it's difficult, and it's difficult to train someone and to change someone's mindset to think in these terms or along these lines. But I believe that it is possible for us to advance and to get out of this world and to go and explore more outside of it. And yeah, like it's gonna be cool. People are just they get so caught up in their little world that they live in, their little bubble, that they have no idea what's really going on. And that's why they join gangs and stuff. That's why I joined a gang, because I wasn't educated. I was basically left to do whatever I wanted in a way, with no real authority behind me, unless I was doing something bad, and then the authorities would come after me and tell me what to do. But with this real ID type of thing and the one password, everything that I'm doing, and maybe they can have some goals, and I could write some goals or something, and they could send me stuff to really make those goals accomplishable in my own life and also in the lives of other people. Um, so yeah, I think it's cool. Of course, this is a forecast of the future that is to come. In the meantime, police officers can start enforcing inmates to start playing with other inmates, or other inmate referees. So making other inmates as referees, and of course, some inmates will argue, start to develop in the jail. These jail, therefore, letting them know who gets to play and who doesn't. So basically, they will want to fight, and if they do fight, well, they'll be disciplined. Because you gotta treat them like little kids. You know what I mean? And that's what it really comes down to. And they'll listen. Like if CO goes up to them and says, "No, you can't play," then they'll just say, "All right," then they might get angry and walk away or whatever. But that's just the way it is. Like there's people in there that get in trouble. Even if they go to the hole, they still listen to the police officers. You know what I mean? So it's, I don't know, maybe it's just like an act that they put in front of their friends or people around them because that's the way that they think they need to be. But in reality, they don't have to be that way, and they're usually not around other inclusive and friendly. So yeah, like disciplining them, not in like you're gonna spank them, but just advising them like, hey, you got in a fight, so you can't play, for like a week or two, whatever. And then this will also allow other people to play, and it'll take out the more dominant ones because sometimes they don't allow other people to play. You know what I mean? So it's kind of mean of them, but that's just the way it is. Because they need to learn how to play as a team would, not to let them know who is in power or to enforce power. Write-ups for and why they are not allowed to play that particular sport and then an explanation is going to be given to them, like, well, you're getting written up because you fought and now your privilege of playing basketball or whatever sport you were playing is suspended for this amount of weeks. And it will also, or something, and those people that got in trouble, or in the computer, it will be in the computer or something, and those that get in trouble won't be able to play. That simple. For those who wish to play, once a game ends of a particular score, a new will enter to eliminate bullying and dominance within the prison or jail. That way everyone gets a chance to play. So basically here, it's like maybe, so everyone could kind of play. It would be like going like maybe five scores or something short, 10 scores, 10 shots, or I don't know, something like that, where there could be a goal, like a short-term goal, and everyone could kind of agree to, like we got to think about them like kids, and in a way, and remember it's like a team effort, so everyone will be in understanding now. There won't be no, like fuck that type of thing, that negative attitude. It would just be like an agreement, and whoever loses loses, whoever wins wins, and then they'll just sign up for the next round or whatever, because they are worried at times, and other times they feel like they are in control and in power, like a, a dominant person, feeling like they're in control. And they'll do anything to have that power and even enforce it with brutal force. So that's when the cops would have to come in and stop them. Because you're not gonna out here. We don't do that in the job force. We don't do that at work. We might get in an argument, but we handle it like responsible people would. But sometimes in there is no control. They're able to do whatever the fuck they want, and that's why I wrote this, and that's why I'm sharing this video. And of course, this is easily bypassed by the police officers because they have no idea that it is happening. Because usually they're like in the prison yard. Once this loads, I'm gonna go to images. I think Facebook is making my computer slow because this keeps changing from invent, and then I got a message from this person, my mom. It's weird. It's annoying too. Anyway, usually when like inmates are doing their own thing like this, over here somewhere, like on the side, just watching them, making sure that, see like this, or just making sure that of their things, and like look at it's already kind of. Let me go back. So like with the referee type of thing, they will be able to, like situation down with them and back them up. Like not like he's just doing his job. That type of concept. So if that idea is presented, then whatever he says goes. You know what I mean? That type of thing. And there's like most of the time these individuals just go out in their out of their cells. These inmates will be able to give fair playing times and respect for one another. Maybe each player can be noted as to how many shots are made to advance that person in that sport position. That person will basically go up like a kind of like a star, kind of like a Kobe Bryant, but in there type of thing. And I'm not saying nothing about Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, we all know him as a great basketball player, former basketball player, by the way. He retired, I think, from playing basketball. But yeah, I seen Kobe Bryant and Shaq there playing, and some other people. That's all I really remember. But yeah, so like maybe keeping a score of how many shots were made and stuff like that to to just help people out, and to give people in their hope as well. And so we can make it as friendly as possible, so it won't be so crazy. But I don't know, these are